congratulations, the first woman to be given a GQ Men of the Year award. Does that feel a bit weird?
No, I think it feels great. I think it means that we're moving towards human and getting rid of labels. I think if we can see, like, humans of the year, I mean, it's great to have men of the year, it's great to have women of the year.
Don't get Piers started on
I don't know.
humans of the year.
I like
you know
the
my
idea
problem
of
with this?
humans.
Let me give you an example of this, right? So my problem with this...
What's your problem?
Here's my problem. A lot of what you've been doing, I think, is fantastic, right? And a much-needed debate that had to happen. Everyone, I think, signs up to that. Yesterday, or on Sunday, England won a cricket match, and it was a cricket match played by the England men's team, all of whom identify as men. And they always used to be a Man of the Match award. And now suddenly it has to be Player of the Match award. And I'm like, why is man suddenly a bad word that can't be used even to acknowledge the best man player in a game played exclusively by men? There's women.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, by the way. I agree with you on that one. And I think what's cool about the GQ Man of the Year award is that they're not changing it to Human of the Year.
Right.
I am just an honorary man this year.
Oh, thank God.
My work that they're rewarding me for isn't just the Me Too stuff. It's really about pushing it against the machine and inspiring others to stand up and be different.
I want to read you something. This is Maureen Lipman, who's a very well-known British actress, and she's come out with a pretty contentious interview in Radio Times about the Me Too movement. And she says, you know, originally she says, look, she supports the movement, she supports the progress made in encouraging sexual abuse victims to come forward, but she said Me Too was leading to knee-jerk and all-inclusive condemnation of men for relatively minor historical offences. We mustn't wipe out men, she said. I know men have brutalised women over centuries, but I don't think the message we're giving out with Me Too is right. And she went on to say that women celebrities who appear in public in all this bondage clothing, she put, dressed a bit like a prostitute would have dressed, they're sending mixed messages. Young female pop stars, for example, are saying, it's my body, I'm empowered to show it to you, but then they're saying, don't touch it, don't come near it, don't flirt with it. That's a shame, because flirting's some of the best fun you've ever had in your life.
Hang on,
we're backing our...
between flirting and touching.
There's also
these are not my words.
If I felt like walking down the street, well, I'm going to disagree with her.
These aren't my words. These are Maureen Lipman's, right? We're batting our eyelids and clenching our teeth at the same time. That is confusing. Now, there's some inflammatory stuff that she says.
It's not that inflammatory, because I've heard that same argument for, 5,000 million years now.
Right. Well, so what is your response to Maureen Lipman?
My response is that Me Too is not just for women. My response is that I've had so many men share their stories of abuse with me. My response is that it's never happened before in history, and people freaking out and, like, trying to analyze it and crunch the data and all this. It's like, let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let people breathe and have their voice. And the whole thing about conflating... My thing is, honestly, if I felt like walking down the street naked, nobody has the right to rape me.
Absolutely right. I mean, I think that's the bottom line. Women have a right to express their sexuality.
And men, like when I take my girlfriend, who's masculine presenting just naturally to a gay club, oftentimes she gets grabbed. And what that is, and I've been grabbed, and anybody, a boy gets grabbed, everybody's a sovereign right to their body.
Where do you feel, where we are with the Me Too, one of the main arguments people have put up against the process is that it seems to have abandoned due process, that people are being accused of stuff by a blog on Facebook or a tweet, and suddenly their careers are over without any due process.
Well, I don't know if we know if careers are over, because it's been such a short period of time.
Well, a lot of high-profile American careers have been wrecked, right?
A lot of
without any court case, for example.
Right.
I mean, what do you think of that argument?
There should be a court case. Then there should be a court case with it as well, and they can also fight back too. You know, I mean, there's...
Do you think that would be a better way, perhaps, of having the debate rather than
can be both.
People sent to purdah, perhaps, without any apparent right to defend themselves?
Because there are people who say that the allegations against the person who is accused should stay anonymous until it's proven, because false accusations can be made, and accusations can be made which are thrown out in court.
But there are very few, and the amount that, can I tell you personally, knowing this personally, the hell you go through just to speak truth, it really whittles down the false accusation thing. And I think we all know what I wanted personally to show people is that you can cut off the rot. You can just cut off the rot and let the good people come up, because there are so many good humans, men, women, on every spectrum that are just everybody's worked at those places, and it'd be so great if it weren't for blah, Well, great, but law also has their day in court. And I do believe these things can coexist. And I believe we're getting to be more adult and we're having a collective conversation. That's all we need to do.
One of the most high-profile Me Too women was Asia Argento, who was a friend of yours for the last year, I believe. And you've cut contact with her now.
Yes. The truth about that story is between those two people. What is positive about this story, if we're looking for a silver lining here, is that Jimmy Bennett, the accuser and the alleged victim in this case, is showing that boys have voices and boys get hurt too. And I think that is, if we're going to look for beauty in this really disgusting, horrible situation that has broken mine and so many people's hearts, but more importantly, you know, someone got in touch with me right afterwards, and it's a guy who's in his 40s, and he said he was in a sexual relationship when he was 15 with a 24-year-old woman. He was a skinny teenage boy. He was getting all these back slaps, but he said in retrospect it really damaged him. It robbed him of having the traditional young male experience and whatever he said he thought he needed to go through. And he said it has dealt with, this event has been really triggering for a lot of people. But I think it's all part of learning about having this new conversation that we just need to have.
But let me ask you, I mean, you and Asia worked together and were very friendly. You then went away, I think I'm right in saying, to Paris with your partner and with Asia for a few days.
To Berlin.
Right. This must have felt...
That was before, we didn't know about
That was
this.
before that, yeah. But you went after her
After Anthony Bourdain
her
passed.
partner, the chef, Anthony Bourdain, killed himself. You went away with her, and she never said any of this to you. Did you feel a big sense of betrayal?
She said she was being extorted.
Right. Do you feel now that she was lying to you?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you feel betrayed by that?
It doesn't really matter. My feelings in the face of Jimmy Bennett's feelings are very insignificant. Personally, it's been a hard year with a lot of betrayals. This last 4 years has been betrayals from every side, but this really isn't about me. It is a horrible situation. I fundamentally do not understand people that are attracted to young people. I don't, in any sexual orientation.
Well, to be fair, there have been no charges in this case, and she's not here to
there will
defend
be,
herself.
and there will be due, right, sorry, but there will be due process. And my heart's racing. It makes me sick to my stomach. It hurts me deeply. But I believe the good part of it is that we're realizing boys get hurt too.
We had a poll that we did amongst viewers asking if they think that the Me Too movement will make a long-term difference. And 3/4 of women in the poll said that they didn't think it would make a difference long-term.
You know what's awesome about that? Probably about 100% of them thought there would be no difference for anything before that poll.
That's
so you
probably
think
true.
you've made progress?
Yes.
Also, almost half of the women who replied said that they thought it made it more likely that people would report sexual harassment.
A woman stopped me on the street yesterday and said she quit her abusive job and got rid of an abusive boyfriend because of the strength and bravery after reading my book, Brave, and just seeing, you know, everything in the news. And 3 women from Saudi Arabia stopped me yesterday, and they were saying, you know, hero. It's just about, literally, I'm not here as a celebrity. I am here simply to inspire people to show you can be brave in this world, and you can be different, and you can be okay with that knowledge.
If you'd known all the stuff that was going to rain down on your head...
Mate, it's still raining, Piers.
Right. I mean, would you still embark on this journey in the way that you did? Has it been worth it to you?
My father's birthday card to me when I was 11 was, "Dear Rose, I've always admired your sense of justice. Happy birthday."
Really?
I make him proud. I know that. Wherever he is.
But has it taken a toll?
Yes, it very much has taken a toll. I do sometimes fear for my health in the long term, the stress levels. The last 2 years especially, you know, while finishing my book and while being harassed behind the scenes and while having the ex-Mossad in my life, I mean, it's mind-bending. And then to top it off with what's going on in this last week, it's extra. But I was always destined to live a strange life, and here I am, and here you are.
And you're strong.
We will see. We're both going to be at the GQ Men of the Year Awards to watch a woman walk away with a top prize. Groundbreaking, as indeed much of your life has been.